But Drake, he's doing his best to try to groom these content creators and streamers to work for him. They're going around playing music, and then as soon as Kendrick comes on, they'll immediately go and cut the music off. Or in Kai's situation, they'll spread narratives like there's being faked noise, crowd noise being pumped into the stadiums, and with Aiden Ross, they'll pump the fake bots narrative and the Rock Nation narratives, and so they continue with the distractions to make themselves seem more powerful than they actually are, but it only makes them look desperate. It only makes them look weird.
Now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, well, if you were ready to see how Kendrick just elevated in the rap game yet again and his run just got even stronger, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And now, as what just went down at the BET Awards is gonna make Drake crash out bad once again, really make sure to leave that like so all of hip hop sees how Kendrick Lamar got Cenat to side with him while winning even more in the process. And now, with that said, well, right now, with the current king of hip hop, well, as the 25th BET Awards just went down, well, with another major award show, and at that, with how much BET tried to make their biggest show in years a truly landmark event for them, as this was the most talked about ceremony that they have had in quite some time. Well, at the center of all of this was none other than Kendrick Lamar, as between the biggest categories possible where he took home 5 awards, and with Kendrick just making a rare public appearance, which speaks volumes about everything in of itself. Well, in a night where the biggest stars were out, Kendrick Lamar ended up shining the brightest for multiple reasons, and now as before this, Drake.
And this award show showed me that Kendrick has reached a new level. Kendrick was, at one point, he's a star. Then he became a superstar, Pulitzer Prize winner. Then, after this last 2 years, man, he's an icon. He's right up there with Prince, right up there with Beyonce, right up there with the James Browns, all the legendary artists that have existed within our culture. He's right there. There's no denying it. He's here now. So, for Kendrick to show up at this BET Award, low-key, this is the most attention the BET Awards had in a long time. This is the most I've ever paid attention to the BET Awards in a long time. So, I think last year it was at a strip club or something, wasn't it? Or was that the Hip Hop Awards? I think it was the Hip Hop Awards. That was at like some type of strip club. But the BET Awards has already been seen as something that's secondary, that people really haven't put too much attention into. And y'all see Drake, he doesn't show up to the BET Awards. I think it's been, the last time he showed up maybe like 2011, I think. So for Kendrick to show up, that says something. That says he's outside, he's working. And going back to this not being a moment for Kendrick, he's outside working. He's stepping into this new role as being an OG, as an icon. So him being executive producer and him being ambassadors of different brands, he's turning into like I said, a cultural leader. He's more than just a musician at this point.
Drake just tried to bother Kendrick Lamar again and start spreading a narrative that is not true about how his shows at the end of the week upcoming in Toronto are not selling well. Well, as Drake is just ranting and spiraling and trying to do whatever he possibly can to stop Kendrick Lamar's all-time great run, well, as we have been seeing, it's doing nothing, and Kendrick is not just winning in the process of this, but at the same time, he is making things even worse for Drake at every chance while really not even trying to, as not just did Kendrick prove that he is the champion of the culture for anybody who is still doubting it here, but as Cenat was all over these award shows like he has recently, and therefore was in the proximity of Kendrick Lamar really for the first time where they were ever able to meet. Well, after Kai has made his friendship with Drake rocky just by being honest about what happened in the Drake and Kendrick beef and by being critical about Drake's music in general at times, Drake's worst nightmare really just happened. But now, before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already. It helps me out a ton. And so now when it comes to everything that just went down here, well, at this award show, we finally got the very moment that speaks the most volumes about how Kai really feels about Kendrick, and with this for the grumpiest and lamest rapper that we have ever seen in Drake.
And we know the games that Drake has been pulling behind the scenes. Of course, we know the lawsuit, but we know how he's doing with the Pusha T situation and Def Jam and taking songs down and make sure songs don't get released. So Drake, he has game plans behind the scenes. So that's one of the reasons why Kendrick feels the way he feels. And it's bigger than just a rap beef in general. But Drake, he's smart. He's doing his best to try to groom these content creators and streamers to work for him. And they make it extremely obvious. It's already been tossed around that Drake has ownership of some of these media platforms. It's already known that he's in close connection with DJ Academics and the guy that was just exposed a few weeks ago that was spreading propaganda called Grandmaster or Grand Wizard, one of those two names. But this has been going on for a minute. There's even clips of him with Drewski and Ben the Don. They're going around playing music, and then as soon as Kendrick comes on, they immediately go and cut the music off. Or in Kai's situation, they'll spread narratives like there's being faked noise, crowd noise being pumped into the stadiums, and with Aiden Ross, they'll pump the fake bots narrative and the Rock Nation narratives, and it's a lot going on, man. So they continue with the distractions to make themselves seem more powerful than they actually are, but it only makes them look desperate. It only makes them look weird.
He is going to see what happened here and just lose it more than ever on Kai, because not once but twice during this show did Kendrick Lamar and Kai have small interactions where they both met each other. And within this, from Kendrick Lamar just saying hi to this to make Kai completely fan out, and really right after they met, you can see how starstruck Kai was from being around one of the most elusive and dominant figures we have seen in the entire music and entertainment industry as a whole. And then once again a little later in the show, with Kai smiling and shaking hands with SZA, who is his friend, and they have collabed together in the past already. And then SZA tried introducing him to Kendrick, which while Kendrick does not seem like he wants to be all buddy-buddy with Kai in the first place himself, he was still friendly with him enough to make Kai just fan out in the seconds that we have now seen from these two together on the screen, not once but twice within this show. And now with this, which has already given us some all-time great moments like Kendrick, SZA, and Dave Free staring at Kai Cenat and Drewski with this right here. Well, really, with this happening the way it did, it's just funny in a lot of ways, considering how Drake has been trying to pretty much beg for Kai to support him and stand with him, and as a result, we have seen Drake pretty much do every ridiculous thing in the book that he possibly can, which of course included recently taking Kai's criticism seriously, which is something he has never really done with really any other person within these spaces. And due to the following Kai holds, Drake has really embarrassed himself pretty bad, all trying to just get Kai's approval. Well, after a never-ending saga where Drake has really done every pathetic thing you possibly can, we have really...
Even then, y'all just know Kai's in his Streamer University situation, and at the end of the Streamer University, Drake, he sent in the clip. And I already made a video about Drake and his grooming tactics with the streamers, and how he just followed a 18-year-old streamer named Yana, who just graduated from high school, and she just turned 18. And I made a video about that a few days ago, if y'all want to go check that out. But yeah, Drake, he knows exactly what he's doing. And Kendrick knows what he's doing. On Meet the Grams, he said he wants Drake to die. And a lot of people think that Drake and Kendrick are playing. Kendrick does not like this man. So a lot of y'all think, oh, they just rapping. Nah. So this is not Kendrick being petty. It's everyone else not listening. Kendrick said it directly out of his mouth. And he's shown time and time again he's not playing. So if they want to play games, cool. They can come with a passive aggression. Kendrick's going to show up with real life aggression. It's just that simple. It says, Drake becoming a streamer will cut out the middleman when it comes to pushing whatever narrative he wants. He'll tell his fans exactly how he wants them to feel. And that's cool. That's fine. But Drake, he doesn't understand that he's living in a bubble. That his fans are just his fans. And I absolutely agree. But Drake's chess moves have been so horrible. He's so out of touch. He doesn't understand. I truly believe him live streaming would be the worst thing he could possibly do, because it's going to show everything. And understanding the mass majority of communication is non-verbal. So it's just things that we're going to pick up from him that he may not think he's communicating, but we will easily see. We'll easily be able to see his mindset, his internal dialogue, his insecurities by the way he talks about certain things and the way he has to shape his entire character, because he's an actor. So if he comes on live stream and he's playing this fake character and we can easily tell he's not being authentic and genuine, that's still going to be way more than him attempting to convince me with his words. Him attempting to convince me with his words is what he's communicating, that he's a phony. And we just got to sit back and see.
scene here where within his own way, he is just trolling these streamers and the community that Drake wants to be in more than hip hop as a whole is really absolutely hilarious. And really just by showing how this guy is just on a run that we have never seen before, because literally just by coming out to an award show, Kendrick has managed to scramble things up and just cause a lot of people to face the truth of things whether they have wanted to or not. And now along with showing everybody that Cenat indeed does stand with him, and really just dubbing Drewski to the point where he looked terrified of Kendrick when Kendrick doubled down on saying nothing to him when SZA was speaking to Kai and Kendrick. Well, within these BET Awards, which with the performances from big names like Ludacris and Playboi Carti, which Kendrick was seen vibing out to when he was up, and all of the other presentations they had, this entire year's show was a clear play at cementing the BET Awards once again as a top-tier award show, and after some questionable past few years. Well, within this show where there are so many legends and stars at, and again, the amount of greats in the room spanned from people like Stevie Wonder, Jamie Foxx, and Snoop Dogg to names like Playboi Carti and Leon Thomas. Well, at the center of everything was Kendrick Lamar, and he ran away with this show here by taking home so many awards that when Kendrick was meeting Kai after walking up on stage, you can literally see Kai was shocked by how one person could literally take home so much hardware, and even within that, I am sure that Kai's genuine reaction to Kendrick's greatness and victories are another thing that Drake is going to lose it over. And now within
And to be honest, it's so normal for Kendrick to be winning so many awards. Like, it's crazy to have this narrative that Kendrick was this underdog going into this battle. Because, of course, Drake, he does his thing when it comes to streaming. But Kendrick also does his thing when it comes to streaming. When it comes to tours. Especially when it comes to those awards. Oh, man, Kendrick is that guy. He's a trophy boy for sure. So it's crazy that we even have this narrative like Kendrick is this short, desperate artist that's starving for clout. That's crazy.
Kendrick's awards, while winning Hip Hop Artist of the Year was big, and Kendrick has now been on a streak where he has won every single one of these awards through the entire Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers era, and then right after the beef, and now within the GNX era, which is currently underway. Well, alongside that, one unique award that is truly the mark of something new for Kendrick Lamar is the fact that when it came to the Album of the Year category as a whole, well, for the first time, GNX has taken home an award like this within its album cycle, and I mean, as the next Grammys come around and things like that follow, I do think this is just the start for Kendrick and this record specifically, but seriously, with Kendrick now being recognized for the trophy of having the best album at a major award show where it was a big enough event that Kendrick literally did come out at the award show and give a speech for this. No matter how you want to put it, this is major, and this is truly the continuation of the run that Kendrick Lamar is just going to keep going at this point and get more dominant within, because as Kendrick within this speech and Night of Victory literally told us that he is only going to keep on working from here, and even told everybody to come out to the Grand National Tour if you have not seen it already. Well, the clear message that Kendrick is presenting us with is that he is super motivated to just keep this run going and only wants to climb higher and higher heights from here. And so overall, with Kendrick Lamar walking away with so many trophies that Kevin Hart was literally able to make an entire joke about it in front of him, which while being funny in terms of the fact that Kendrick was handed so many trophies at once for everything he won in the night, which within that he had 5 awards for Album of the Year, Video of the Year for Not Like Us, Best Collab with Luther, Video Director of the Year, which he and Dave Free received, and then Best Male Hip Hop Artist as a whole. Well, the awards speak for themselves, and the joke is the literal reality about how great his run has been, and with this, I mean, overall, Kendrick Lamar is just leveling up, and now, well, as now we are in a week where everyone is waiting to see what is going to happen when Kendrick Lamar goes to the GNX Toronto shows, and Kendrick claims that he is the king of the 6 in addition to hip hop as a whole. Well, with Kendrick Lamar starting off this week with winning more awards and also in the process, messing around with these streamers by both showing that Kai is really a fan of him no matter what discourse around Kai, Kendrick, and Drake there has been, and how Drake has tried to beg for his attention, and also just by icing out and trolling Drewski for everybody to see. Really, Kendrick Lamar has won in more ways than trophies could ever give him, and really with all of this, well, if we are taking away one thing from what Kendrick just pulled off at these BET Awards and everything that...
And y'all gotta understand, GNX was a surprise drop. And y'all gotta understand, once again, none of those diss tracks were on this album. Not Like Us, Meet the Grams, Euphoria, 6 brand new tracks that we had no idea he was even working on. He was doing this all by himself in the middle of this beef, quietly. Come on, man. We not even mentioning these things. We just noticing, oh man, that's just Kendrick. He's winning awards. He's breaking records. It's just what he does. We gotta tell the whole story, man. You gotta tell it all.
that happened. It should be that the king of rap is only becoming a bigger and bigger force with every move that he makes, and truly with what is next and how he is moving as a whole, while we don't know what he is exactly going to do, you know he is only going to go up from here once again. And so now, with all of this said, let me know. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar making a rare public appearance at the BET Awards? And what do you think about the awards he took home as a whole, which I think was really a significant moment with GNX winning Album of the Year especially, and how he ended up...
Hey, shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop, and it just goes to show, like y'all see in the comments, I see in, yeah, neighbor, is a neighbor? Oh, a neighborhood therapist, my bad. Yeah, shout out to neighborhood therapist. It says, Kendrick has a culture, Drake has a machine, and you're absolutely right. Drake is literally a puppet. Like, the only thing they have is deception, distraction. That's it. Kendrick has real life people, actual human beings. So it is what it is. We just got to see. We know for a fact Drake will continue. This will go on forever. Forever and ever. Drake will not let this slide. And Drake, he's famous. He will be Drake forever. He's already rich and will most likely be rich forever. He's a smart man. He's extremely good with money. He made some great investments. So you just got to sit back and see, because this is not just music. He's a part of our culture. He's a part of our life. You do not understand. Like, he's almost close to being a billionaire. So understand, he's going to be doing things behind the scenes to attempt to hurt us. He's going to try to do things like, understand, he just bought, or he just, he's the owner of Dave's Hot Chicken. He has investments in music, content creators, and media, and sports. Like, dog, he's never going to go away. So we have no choice but to keep watching this man. We got to watch him. We got to put him on the registry. So this is not it. He is not smart. Yeah, you're right, Rock. He doesn't have to be smart. He just has to be an actor. He just has to be the puppet. He just has to have the people around him to be smart. And that's low-key what makes it worse, because him not being that smart makes it more dangerous. Because he's willing to steal from other artists. He's willing to cause people to have to be dropped from their labels, like the Pusha T situation, because he's not that smart. He's not good enough to do things on their own. So he has no choice but to cause and take from other people, literally a colonizer. So yeah, you're absolutely right.